Hello everyone, this is William Armstrong here with a video of me going to explain that I earned some money from my Twitch payout, which is like $52, which is not bad by the way, but I've decided to use that payout to order a Dell Inspiron Duo laptop that it's a hybrid 2-in-1, that this is what it looks like. This is the front of it. The side, it has one headphone output, two USB ports on it, the power adapter, power button on the other side. It's essentially a tablet slim configuration that Dell made back in 2011 during the Windows 7 days. But this computer is designed to be a netbook tablet without any optical drive to it. It has a connector for the Dell Inspiron Duo dock plug on the back of it, down the center, down below the vent down there. But it is a tablet design that had a optional dock accessory that allows you to connect to Ethernet, allows you to have another USB port on it, it allows you to have video output on it, but you had to have the dock sold separately. Because of that, I'm going to use this netbook as is without the dock. I do have at least an AC adapter that fits in it, but this is the computer that it has. It's got Intel Pineview graphics chip accelerated VGA on it. Its display mode is 800 by 600, 32-bit. I don't know actually the actual resolution it can handle until I get it, but it's got a battery on it. It has the batteries in good condition, most part by the looks of it, by the selling listing. It's got a 300 gig HDD in it, a hard disk drive that's 300 gigs. Its processor is dual-core Intel Atom CPU N550 at 1.5 gigahertz dual-core. It's got 2 gigs of RAM as the maximum system limit is what this can hold, 2 gigs of RAM max. It is a 64-bit version of Windows 7. But this is a Windows 7 Professional installed as a trial demo test unit. I know Windows 7 is unsupported, out of date, but Linux can run well on this thing. Debian Linux, Puppy Linux, like low-end Linux distributions, including Arch Linux, could run on this thing pretty well. Because Arch Linux is lightweight, lean, mean, and slim, I could put Arch on here if I wanted to and make it run Arch Linux instead. I could do that. But due to the nature of the way the system is made, I would have to have the Dell Inspiron Duo dock sold separately, which is also the Dell Inspiron Duo dock is like $30 on its own. I had a dock a long time ago, back in 2013, 2014 I got from somebody as a graduation gift, but I didn't realize that this would be for it. I didn't realize that dock at the time for it was a Dell Inspiron Duo dock until I later realized that it's for a Dell computer that I didn't have, a specific model. The way this one's built, it's got a front-facing webcam. The screen is touch in the middle. It's got a frame around it. And if you wanted to, you could push the screen backward, like have the screen flip backward, fold the front display hinge frame downward on top of it, and have the touchscreen facing up outward as if it were a tablet. This is a Windows 7 tablet computer hybrid, a 2-in-1. It's got a touchpad keyboard, and it is working, but it doesn't have an AC adapter, but I already have an AC adapter on hand for it by now. But in case you're wondering, most likely this will be a web-enabled computer. Web-enabled as a web tablet is what it's mainly meant to be. So I most likely will wipe this operating system it's already on for demo purposes and put Puppy Linux on it, or put Portisk Kiosk on it. I'll show you what Portisk Kiosk is. This is called Portisk Kiosk. Portisk Kiosk is free for home use, but there is a professional version that you automatically can upgrade for professional pro version. But this does support 1 gigabyte of RAM and 1 gigabyte of storage space. 2 gigabytes of persistence is used. So you could use this on a netbook or a thin client as a web terminal, like a touch web terminal. So most likely Portisk Kiosk will actually be used on my HP thin client in my room or on the Dell Inspiron Duo as a Chrome OS like operating system. Something that'll give it basic web functionality, like basic web use, but it's not going to be meant for high intense tasks. It's going to be for basic web use stuff, but that's what it's going to be used for. So most likely I'll put Portis Kiosk on here and deploy Portis Kiosk on that PC as like a internet touchscreen terminal. That's what I'm going to do like that. The computer does have Wi-Fi on it, but it doesn't have Ethernet on it, but hold on. This has a built-in Wi-Fi card, but note that Linux works with almost all Wi-Fi peripherals, Wi-Fi cards rather, because Linux has Wi-Fi support for almost all Wi-Fi devices. Almost all of them do. Linux supports Broadcom, Realtek, Atheros. It supports all Wi-Fi cards almost. So there's a chance that Wi-Fi will work on this, but here we go. It says here, Dell Inspiron Duo 1090, Intel Atom N550, 1.5 gigahertz, 2 gigabytes of RAM, 320 gigabyte hard drive, touch SN 5MP01 Windows version. Trial version of Windows 7 Pro 64-bit is installed for testing purpose. Buyer has to upgrade and activate the latest version of Windows. No guarantee or any activation of the OS after upgrade. Charger, power adapter, and other accessories are not combined with the device. So that's what that is. So essentially, I'm on my own with Windows 7 being unsupported, but I'm not going to use Windows 7 ever. Most likely Arch Linux will be configured for this, or most likely I will use Debian GNU Linux for this. I would have to configure the OS to work with a built-in touchscreen to make it touch-friendly as a touch tablet. But once when I get the computer, I will show more video about it later in part 2 coming up when I get it shipped to me. See you next time. Bye-bye.